Next one will be Camden Hartzell. Joining Camden on the field will be Melissa Arcott, Tim Hartzell, and Kenzie Hartzell. First year varsity player at first base and pitcher. Other sports include football. Hope to play baseball in college and major in business administration. Camden Hartzell. Our next senior will be Heath King. Joining him on the field is mom Rebecca, his sister Willow, and his brother Patrick. First year varsity player as an outfielder. Also played soccer for Roseburg. College plans on attending Chemeketa Community College to play soccer. That is senior Heath King. And our final senior will be Brayton Loomis. Joining him on the field will be dad Vance Loomis and mom Katie Kimball. First year varsity player as an outfielder. Also plays football for Roseburg. Has committed to join the United States Marine Corps after high school. Brayton Loomis. Once again, a big round of applause for our seniors, ladies and gentlemen, playing their final regular season home game here at Legion Field. We'd also like to recognize the seniors for Sheldon Iris, Jake Jorgensen, Scott Lee, Tyler Wright, Cooper Coleman, Zane Feldman, Chase Lundy, Nolan Miller, and Andrew Lugo. Congratulations, gentlemen. Good luck in the future. As long as you go to Oregon State.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, where today we get ready for a Southwest Conference doubleheader between your Roseburg Indians and the Sheldon Irish. It's Roseburg High School baseball for you this afternoon here on The Score. A makeup date for the Roseburg and Sheldon teams. They got rained out on Saturday when what was scheduled to be a doubleheader here at Champion Car Wash Field. And so today we'll get that in. It'll make for a busy final week of the regular season for the Roseburg Indians. We'll talk more about that coming up with head coach Troy Thompson as we celebrate Senior Day. 2 home games, final 2 of the regular season for the Roseburg boys, and we look forward to seeing how today's matchup will play out. Big matchups going on throughout the rest of this school year, or rest of this spring season, I should say, which basically wraps up the school year. This week, Roseburg's got this matchup against Sheldon, and then the 2 teams in front of them, those are the teams coming up next here this week. So a lot to be decided here in the final week of the regular season in Southwest Conference play. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. We'll get a chance to catch up with Coach Thompson coming up after a quick break here. Want to remind everybody today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button to follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the rest of this spring sports season. The live video stream brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get a word in with head coach Troy Thompson on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Roseburg and Sheldon about ready to get going here on this Monday afternoon. A makeup date for the 2 teams after getting postponed over the weekend. Joining us is Coach Troy Thompson. Coach, not exactly the way I'm sure you drew up this final week of the regular season for you guys, but thankfully we've got the opportunity to try and get 2 games in here today. And, just the delay in getting these 2 games in, how does that kind of rearrange the schedule for what you guys got going on this week?
Well, fortunately, it doesn't rearrange too much other than instead of playing Saturday, we're playing today. Fortunately, we're at home, and we'll have an opportunity to get our guys on the mound that we're going to throw Saturday. They'll throw today, and then give them a chance to bounce back for our next one on next Saturday, or this coming Saturday down at North Medford. So, it's certainly a change, but at the same time, it's kind of the same name, same numbers on the field for us. So it'll be nice if we get a chance to get this in here today with the weather, and anytime you get a chance to play a couple at home is a good thing.
Kind of always when you see these weather patterns come through, we've kind of been through this a lot, but these guys maybe not as much that are out there playing. Just that kind of always wondering if you're actually going to get it in. How do you kind of prepare the team to be able to kind of be in a ready to go at a moment's minute kind of situation?
That's always it. You're always ready to play, and if it goes the other way, then it goes the other way. You can't, plan anything different or go the other way with it. I think you've just got to be ready to go, and should it, unfortunately turn like it did Saturday, and you don't get the chance to play, then, you get yourself ready and you come in. And we had a good workout yesterday and ready to go here today, just a couple days later. So hopefully we come out and give ourselves a chance to play well here today through some raindrops, it looks like. But right now it's nice. If it stays like this, we'll have a chance. So, and fortunately, with the turf field, we will have a chance to play through some weather and, get on the field here today.
This week is setting up. It'll be a big one. You guys, busy week for one. And, you look at the standings and you've got Sheldon here today, and then the next two are against teams that are sitting ahead of you guys. You feel maybe a buzz in the locker room, a buzz around the dugout from these guys, just kind of knowing that things are starting to ramp up with the postseason right around the corner for you guys?
They're more than aware of where we're at in the season and the week we have coming up now with, 2 here on Monday, a single tomorrow up at Willamette, and the double down at North on Saturday. So, but all that will take care of itself when it gets here. Fortunately, today we get to play here at home. So hopefully we take care of that here today and then move on to the next one, which happens to be, like I said, up at Willamette on tomorrow. And then back on the road on Saturday down at North. But, yeah, it's the, regular season starting to wind down here and last week. And it's a busy one for us. So, I think that's probably good this time of year. We like to play as much as we can. And this week we'll certainly have that chance.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that probably works out nice that these guys want to be playing baseball and they get an opportunity to do that this week, let's hope. As you guys kind of get ready to face Sheldon, we know what happened up at their place, that you guys look to try and turn that around here as you guys get to host the Irish. What did you see from them, and what do you expect out of them here as you get ready for the matchup doubleheader today?
Well, more of the same from Sheldon. They'll have a quality arm on the mound again. It should be the same pitcher we saw up there. I'm sure at some point today we'll have the opportunity to see him again, and he's a tough out for us. So we're going to have to be competitive at the plate and get good pitches that we can get a good swing on. So aggressive at the plate, same mindset as always, But Sheldon's talented and at times play very well, and so here today we'll see, I'm sure, all of that. Another quality team in our league and another league opponent. So you've got to be ready to play every time you take the field.
It's not the last game of the season, but you guys will recognize your seniors on the roster today, and it's always kind of a special moment, but an opportunity for you. Just to ask real quick here, just about this year's senior class and the guys that you guys will be graduating this year.
Yeah, we've got 6 of them, and a couple of them have multiple years of varsity experience. So those couple players have been a big part of what we've done here the last year or two. And then some newcomers this year that came in as seniors and had this season with us and have done a tremendous job in every aspect. So, yeah, it's always, like you say, a little bittersweet. You're excited for their opportunities upcoming and what they're going to do when they leave high school and move on to the next phase. But at the same time, you enjoy having them around. They work hard at practice and are good teammates. And we've enjoyed having them here for this season. And you wish everyone the best. And hopefully they have good opportunities upcoming in their future. So, yeah, it's always hard to think that, wow, it's already our last regular season home game here at home. But that does happen, The schedule plays out, and here we are. So, yeah, a nice day for them. Seniors to be recognized, and for them to get on their home field one more time here in a regular season game is a big day for us.
Well, we look forward to seeing how things play out here today, and definitely hope that those seniors get a chance to play a few more ball games here as the season stretches on. Joining us here is Coach Troy Thompson. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Joey.
And we will get ready for first pitch here on Senior Day. We'll get a chance to run through all the seniors and hit their little bios they had announced here before we got on the airwaves. We'll talk about the 6 seniors for this Roseburg team. Also get a chance to honor the 1 senior on the Roseburg softball team, which will be getting honored here coming up in the next hour as Roseburg softball has their home doubleheader against Sheldon coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But we'll go ahead and wrap up the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, and we'll come back with a look at your opening lineups, a chance to talk about our seniors, and get game one of our doubleheader underway here from Champion Car Wash Field. In Roseburg, I'm Joey Kieran. This is Roseburg High Baseball. We'll take the 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back here to an overcast and at least somewhat drying out day here in the Umpqua Basin. We'll get a look at your weather report in a moment, but let's take a look at the starting lineup for head coach Brian Vogel and the Sheldon Irish. Sheldon coming in at 8-14 on the season, 4-10 in Southwest Conference play. Leading things off will be the left fielder Quincy Peterson. Chase Hartley in right field batting second, followed by the pitcher/DH Nolan Miller. Ty Burnham, the shortstop, batting cleanup. Jackson Detzler in at first base will bat fifth. At third base and batting sixth is Evan Calling. Cam Thompson, the second baseman, will bat seventh, followed by Cooper Coleman, the catcher, batting eighth, and Jake Jorgensen is the center fielder for the Sheldon Irish. They will face the right-hander Jake Johnson. Swing and a miss, and our ball game is underway. Just a hair before before 2 o'clock here in the Umpqua Basin. It is not a 0-1-0 count, but instead an 0-1 count. A ground ball on the second pitch to Quincy Peterson. He grounds it to shortstop Brooks Avery for the first out of the ball game. The sun is poking through here as we get things underway. Nice to see a little bit. It has been a breezy day. It was really coming down pretty good when we got to the ballpark. First pitch swinging, a fly ball skied towards right field. Heels into the outfield grass, backing up. Second baseman Caden Austin will make the catch. That one almost got by him. He was about a step and a half off his mark. Had to reach up at the last second, but does snag it out of the air for the second out. 2 down for Jake Johnson, the starter on the mound.
Pitcher, number 22, Nolan Miller.
Jake, 47 innings worked as he fires a first pitch strike one to Nolan Miller. 5-3 record, a 1.49 ERA, 41 strikeouts, 18 walks. Leading pitcher for Roseburg this season. His 0-1 pitch hits the inside corner, pops out of the glove for Paxton Burke behind the plate, and it's quickly an 0-2 count for Nolan Miller. Miller, the left-hander. 0-2 delivery. He slaps and fouls it away. Miller will be the pitcher, and if he does come out of the game, he would stay in as the DH for Sheldon. The 0-2 takes high and away from Johnson. Temperature here, it is a bit of a cool one. We're expecting really nice weather later on in the week, but today it is still pretty cold as a pitch high and away, 2-2. Jake got out in front to start and now has fallen back into a 2-2 count. We are looking at 52 degrees and cloudy here in the Umpqua Basin. Is slapping at a pitch in towards center field, but racing to get there, the second baseman, Austin, reaching up and making the grab for the final out. That ball had trouble written all over it, but Austin, the speedster from second, racing towards center field, makes the over-the-shoulder catch to retire the side for the Irish. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. A quick top half of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom half. We'll get you a Roseburg starting lineup and catch our breath here at Champion Car Wash Field on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Scoreless through a half inning here, going to the bottom of the first. Head coach Troy Thompson and the Roseburg Indians. His starting nine will have Brooks Avery leading things off, starting at shortstop, followed by the catcher Paxton Burke. The pitcher Jake Johnson will bat third, followed by Brevin Harrison in right field batting cleanup. Camden Hartzell, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Cash Richardson at third base, batting sixth. Hitting in the seventh spot, playing in left field, Brayton Loomis. At second base, batting eighth is Caden Austin, and rounding out the starting nine will be Heath King in center field. That is a look at Roseburg's starting lineup. They will face the lefty Nolan Miller, a familiar name for the Roseburg Indians. He has faced Roseburg 3 times previously. He has each time pitched a complete game against Roseburg. He's allowed only 1 run over those 21 innings, 13 hits, 7 walks, 29 strikeouts in his 3 performances against Roseburg. All 3 have been victories for the Irish. First pitch, high and away, ball 1, and we are underway here in the bottom of the first as Brooks Avery leads things off against the Irish. We'll get a chance to pause for a legal ID here in a moment. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Let's do it. Pause 10 seconds, station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on the Score. Swing and a miss out of Brooks Avery for strike 2. A 1-2 count to the leadoff man. And the outfield playing in a bit here against Avery, who does have pop in his bat when he can barrel something up. Out in left field, they're playing in, expecting that ball maybe more towards right field. A high and in on the 1-2 pitch, and now Miller will miss low and outside. A 3-2 count. Miller, a University of Portland commit, going to be joining former Roseburg Indian Austin Takahashi up there. And missing high on the full count pitch. That is just the 8th walk in 21 innings of work for Miller against Roseburg. That young man out there on the mound, the lefty, boy, he has just been kryptonite for this Roseburg lineup, but they're looking to turn that around. They finally got a run against him in the last game, a loss at Sheldon for Roseburg. First pitch to Paxton Burke, fouled back to the netting for strike 1. That loss at Sheldon. Roseburg finally got one run against Miller. It was a solo homer by Dane St. Clair. But Roseburg really has, through the years, struggled. A bunt attempt by Burke is fouled high to the top of the backstop. An 0-2 count. As we're here in the bottom of the first inning, a scoreless contest so far. We've got our first base runner of the game with Brooks Avery at first after a leadoff walk. High and in, just barely out of the way there for Burke. As Miller tries to buzz the tower. Change the eye level a bit there for Paxton. He's got the 1-2 count. Decent lead at first, but not huge. Miller delivers to the plate and will miss low. Well, the runner on at first, when he's not thrown that direction, he's got a quick move to the plate. Maybe speeding things up on the hitter a little bit with that quick delivery. His 2-2 pitch. Grounded towards third, playable, throw to second for one, up the throw to first, not going to be in time. They'll get 1 out of 2. Avery out at second. The relay throw by Cam Thomas late. Detzler maybe pulled off the bag at first. Fielder's choice. Burke was already going to beat the throw, so not an error in that one. Fielder's choice for Paxton Burke. He gets on safely. 5-4 the put out for Brooks Avery at second. 1 away, 1 on. Ball hit right side, coming in. It's going to land in front of Chase Hartley, who will get it back in quickly. Missed his cutoff man, but backing it up is Miller, and Jake Johnson will have the first hit of the ball game as he slaps one to right field. A little dink and dunk out there to put runners at first and second. Johnson will come out of the game, and they put senior Keegan Carpenter out at first to run for the Indians. 1 out and 2 on. Burke out at second base. Carpenter now running for Johnson at first. And Brevin Harrison will launch one in the air out towards right field. Long run out there for Hartley. A jumping attempt. He can't make the catch. Everybody was tagging. They've got Burke heading. He's going home, and he will get in. The throw not going to go to home. And Roseburg will take a 1-0 lead on a single, long single there for Brevin Harrison. In and out of the glove, just off the end of the glove for Hartley as he made a leaping attempt for that ball out in right field. Just went off his glove. And unfortunately, just a single for Harrison. As everybody was holding, expecting that ball to be caught, it looked like Hartley might have a chance. Burke was able to take 2 bags and come on around to score. But Keegan Carpenter was tagging at first. And Harrison caught up to him, was out at the bag as he was taken off to get to second. First pitch, swing and a miss for Camden Hartzell, chasing the high heat. Back-to-back singles for the Indians. They take a 1-0 lead here in the first. First time they've had a lead against Nolan Miller, I'm pretty sure. Is a pitch just low and outside, a 1-1 count. Hartzell starting at first base, batting fifth for the Tribe. His 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Out at second base, Keegan Carpenter. Carpenter will take a lead. Harrison on at first. Just 1 out still. The 1-2. That ball popped up. Foul territory, will carry out of play. Into the metal grandstands, back behind the first base dugout, where the Sheldon Irish will call home here this afternoon. Sheldon in the dark color, black tops with green sleeves, and the gray trousers is stepping off as Miller. Sheldon across the chest in white. Numbers on the front and the back of the jersey in white. Roseburg in the white button-up tops here at home with the white trousers. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball for strike 3. That'll be out number 2, first strikeout of the day for Nolan Miller. The breaking ball disappearing at the shoe tops there for Camden Hartzell. 2 down, and it brings up Cash Richardson. Bats in the 6th position. Starting at third base today defensively. High and away on the first offering. We'll run through Roseburg seniors here throughout this one. Also get you defensive starters here coming up. Both half innings have started out with a lot of activity. 1-0 delivery here from Miller. Swung on and missed. Roseburg right now sitting just percentage points behind North Medford in the standings, I believe. They're basically at even, but North has played an extra game. Actually, he's played 2 more games than Roseburg, as Richardson swings and misses on the outer half. Roseburg basically in a tie for third place in the conference standings. Sheldon right now sitting at the bottom half of the standings, but could possibly move up with a little bit of help here in the final week. High and away, and nice job to hold off on the 1-2 pitch there by Richardson. Didn't chase on a pitch outside the zone. Miller's attacked that outer half against Richardson, and so far he's swung past 2 of them. He let that one go by. He's got the 2-2 pitch coming up. Takes low, forces it full. With 2 down, the runners should be ready to go as the pitch makes its way to the plate with the lefty. Say usually you got to be careful, but the first baseman, Jackson Detzler, not holding on Harrison at first. 3-2, runners do go. That pitch inside, ball 4. And Nolan Miller, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's just the number of innings he's thrown this year, but a little bit more erratic than we've seen him in the previous appearances against Roseburg. Now, other teams have found ways to get to him a little bit. But Roseburg, since last year, they have struggled to solve the riddle that is Nolan Miller. And the lefty fires in a first pitch strike to Brayton Loomis, who swings through. Loomis, a senior for this Roseburg team. The 0-1, he chases upstairs. Now, that's not to try and take anything away that say that Roseburg is the only team that Miller has been good against. He obviously has been a talented pitcher and player at Sheldon and has earned his opportunity to continue playing at the University of Portland next year. He gets strike 3 as he fires 3 past Brayton Loomis and finishes off the frame with a strikeout. That'll wrap things up. 7 hitters to the plate for Roseburg in the first. They get 1 run across, but leave the bases loaded. 1 run, 2 hits. There were no errors, and 3 men left on. We'll go to the top of the second inning. Roseburg in front, 1-0 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Roseburg baseball on the score this afternoon is sponsored by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Leading things off will be Ty Burnham, the shortstop. Bats left-handed. Will face Jake Johnson. First pitch swinging high in the air out towards right field. Brevin Harrison drifting back. Have the backup there with Heath King right behind him as he makes the squeeze deep in right field. Burnham will fly out for the first out here in the second.
Next batter, first baseman number 21, Jackson Detzler.
Behind the plate today for Roseburg is Paxton Burke. He has been their everyday starting catcher back there through the second half of the season, after spending the starting most of his time starting at second base to start out the year, as a pitch high and away to the lefty Jackson Detzler. Out at first base, Camden Hartzell. At second base, Caden Austin. It's the 1-0 pitch. Down the middle, but a little elevated, 2-0 count. On the left side of the diamond, Cash Richardson starting at third, Brooks Avery at short. And the outfield, we'll get you that here in a second. The 2-0 fouled away. From left to right in the outfield, Brayton Loomis, Heath King, and Brevin Harrison. Your starting defensive alignment for the Roseburg Indians here today. Roseburg with 6 seniors on the roster this season, celebrating them before this game got underway. So another ball hit towards right field on the run. Brevin Harrison tracks that one down. That ball had a little lower trajectory on it, but Harrison able to play it correctly. With these lefties at the plate, they were pulling that ball, and Brevin out there playing it perfectly has run down a couple. That'll bring up Evan Calling, the third baseman, who will bat right-handed with 2 down and nobody on base. First pitch swinging. That one fouled away out of the stadium. Brooks Avery, Keegan Carpenter, Brevin Harrison, Camden Hartzell, Heath King, and Brayton Loomis, your 6 seniors on the roster this year for Roseburg, is the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball fouled off the batter in the box for strike 2. A solid senior group this year, but not the biggest of classes for the Indians. 7 seniors on the other side in comparison for Sheldon. 0-2 pitch with 2 down and nobody on. That pitch high off the glove for Burke. And I think he's going to be happy that that ball made it all the way to the backstop. Those are the ones that have the possibility of maybe clipping an umpire behind you, and that makes nobody. You don't make friends by letting balls like that get by. The 1-2 is a breaking ball outside, which makes me wonder if maybe there was a bit of a miscommunication on what pitch they wanted to throw in that spot, and that Burke was looking for something somewhere else, or that the pitch just didn't move the way Johnson wanted it to. Gets a ball fouled away on that 2-2 pitch, and the count will stay with 2 balls and 2 strikes against Evan Calling, the third baseman. Jake Johnson, a junior out on the mound, will wind and fire. Line drive left field. That ball will get in. A base hit for Evan Calling. He'll have the first hit of the game for Sheldon, and that snaps a streak of 5 straight batters retired to begin the ball game for Jake Johnson. 1 on, 2 down, and Cam Thomas is the second baseman standing in for the Irish. First pitch, breaking ball. That one moves perfectly to the outer half for a called strike 1. All 6 seniors are players that do get an opportunity to play throughout this season, as the 0-1 check swing went around for strike 2. Avery's been an everyday starter at shortstop. Keegan Carpenter is a guy that gets time at first base. It's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. We'll continue to recognize this year's senior class for the Roseburg Indians as we make our way through today's doubleheader. But Cam Thomas goes down looking on the strike 3 pitch from the junior Jake Johnson. His first strikeout of the day wraps things up here in the top of the second. The Sheldon Irish get no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base, and we will head to the bottom of the second inning. Roseburg leading 1-0 against the Irish on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
We move down to the bottom of the second inning. The first batter from Roseburg is the second baseman, number 1, Caden Austin.
Bottom of the second inning. This half inning brought to you by Dr. Lanson Randall. Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or give them a call at 541-378-6694. Nolan Miller will face the 8-9-1 hitters with the Roseburg Indians leading 1-0 as we begin the bottom of the second. Pitch high and away to Caden Austin. Swing and a miss for Austin. To even things up, 1-1. Nolan Miller gets another swing and a miss. See if he'll try and see if he can dial it in. I'm sure he's going to try to really dial things in as this game goes on. He's working quick and firing BBs. He gets a strikeout to start things off here in the second inning. Swing and a miss there for Austin. Third strikeout in the game for Miller. Heath King will stand in. Heath coming off of a nice game in the last one for Roseburg. He squares to bunt, pops it up, playable, and it drops in. Fair ball. The pitcher Miller and the catcher Coleman, I think they both called for it. Neither makes the play, and that is an infield single for Heath King. That should have been an easy catch for either player, but it drops in between the two of them, and King is speedy. There is no room for error on a ball like that. It took a while to come down, and since they didn't catch it, fielding it and trying to throw to first, there was not going to be a lot of an attempt or time to attempt that. King speeds his way down to first. That is the third base hit in the game for Roseburg. First pitch, strike one to the senior Brooks Avery as he swings through. Avery drew a walk his first time up. Second year varsity starter, earning all conference awards last year. He played basketball at Roseburg back. I think he's kind of focused in on baseball here as of late as he swings through for strike three. I think he played basketball in his early years at Roseburg High. Plans on attending Lynn Benton Community College to play baseball. He was joined today by his parents, Katie and Craig Avery, and his sister Naomi. Strikes out, though, goes down swinging as, boy, when he's got it, Miller has just been striking guys out quickly. King will have a lead at first. First pitch swinging right side, but out of play for Paxton Burke. Heath King out at first base. This is his first season at the varsity level. He's taken off running, swing and a miss at the plate, no throw to second. So King will get into scoring position. At the plate, an 0-2 count for Paxton Burke. Miller trying to wrap it up here. King also plays soccer, and he looks to try and continue that as a breaking ball swung on and missed for strike three to Paxton Burke. Roseburg will leave a man stranded at second. Heath King playing soccer for Roseburg, plans on attending Chemeketa Community College to continue playing soccer. Today was joined by his mom, Rebecca, his sister, Willow, and his brother, Patrick. After 2 innings of play, we go to the top of the third. Roseburg leads 1-0 over Sheldon here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon. Because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Top of the third inning here from Champion Car Wash Field. Today's ball game is sponsored by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? 1-0 lead for Roseburg. 1 run on 3 hits so far for Sheldon. They have the 1 hit that came there in the second inning. Other than that, they've not been able to do much against Jake Johnson on the mound. He'll face the 8-9-1 hitters here to start the third inning. It'll be Cooper Coleman, the catcher, to lead things off. Pitch popped up. Back behind home. Burke up against the screen. Runs out of room. And that'll be strike 1 for Coleman. Last game for the Sheldon Irish. A 4-2 loss against South Eugene Tuesday last week. The Irish were looking as if they were going to be playing 5 games in 1 week. They had a double on Monday, a single on Tuesday against South Eugene, and then we're scheduled to have the double against Roseburg on Saturday. That got pushed to Monday, so a second straight week that Sheldon's playing a doubleheader on a Monday. It's a breaking ball in for a called strike to Coleman. In their last game, Sheldon trailed 2-0, but came back and tied that one up. It was an 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3 for the 8-hitter. That's the second strikeout in the game for Jake Johnson, and all strikeouts by Roseburg pitchers are brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. When disaster strikes, it's good to have someone on your side that you can trust. Call Chris with State Farm at 541-672-3301. Breaking ball just high and inside for ball 1. One-0 delivery here for Johnson. There's a strike on the breaking ball. Sheldon took a 2-0 lead in the top of the first of that game on Tuesday last week with a 2-run homer. That one was at Sheldon. It's a ground ball hit towards short, scooped up by Avery. Got it to first just in time to beat a very quick Jake Jorgensen. 2 down. Jorgensen
Top of the order now for Sheldon.
real quick down that line out of the 9 spot. That's what you kind of expect out of a 9-hitter and a center fielder. Top of the order, Quincy Peterson, the left fielder. He chops at the first pitch, launches that one out towards left field. It's going to get over everybody's head. One hops to the wall. Peterson in with a stand-up double. Does that ball roll all the way to third? So a 2-out double for Quincy Peterson. He belted that ball. This ballpark is big. That might have been out in other places. Now one hops the wall out in left center field just to the right of the scoreboard. And that is one of the deeper parts of this ballpark. 385 to center field, 320s down the line. So he really connected on that one and puts himself into scoring position. Up to bat is Chase Hartley, who fouls away the first pitch for strike 1. Sheldon did come back to tie up that game, 2-2 on back-to-back 2-out hits in the bottom of the third in that 4-2 loss against South Eugene. But South Eugene had 3 hits in the top of the 5th for 2 runs. A 2-run double made it a 4-2 score. Sheldon had 2 left on base in the bottom of the 6th, their best opportunity to try and get back into that ball game. As a pickoff throw to second base goes a little wide of the bag. Back in safely goes Chase Hartley. Nolan Miller, the starting pitcher in today's ball game, he pitched 2 innings in that loss to South Eugene. It's a ball right side. It's snagged for the final out by Caden Austin, who's having a nice day defensively. Chase Hartley pulls that one to the right side, and Austin runs in front of it. That'll finish off the third inning, leaving a man stranded at second for the Irish. No runs, one hit, no errors, and the one man left on base. We will head to the bottom of the third. Roseburg looking to try and stretch this one out on top 1-0 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
One nothing lead for the Tribe here on Senior Day. Game one of a doubleheader as the sun is poking through the clouds back behind us here at Champion Car Wash Field. Brightening things up out there, making for a decent afternoon here. It is a little bit on the cool side, but I'm sure in the sun feels pretty good out there. Especially most people probably a little bundled up, so the rays of radiation probably feel pretty good underneath all those layers. 1-0 lead for the Tribe. They will start off with Jake Johnson, who had the first hit of the ballgame for Roseburg. Fouls off a pitch for strike one. Johnson reaching on a base hit to right field. Fouls off a pitch, got out in front of that one, off the end cap. Johnson got on with the base hit. That was followed by a deep ball to right field. Goes off the glove for Chase Hartley. And Brevin Harrison drove in the go-ahead run for Roseburg back in that first inning. Johnson's going to get frozen by a breaking ball on the outside corner for strike three. That is another strikeout. Already 6 strikeouts in this game for Nolan Miller. One away. It brings up Brevin Harrison. 1 for 1 with that RBI single. Takes on the outer half for strike one. I put it down as a hit. They may have it as an error down in the Roseburg Game Changer, maybe the Sheldon Game Changer. That was not a play, an ordinary play. As a check swing, they're going to say the home plate umpire will rule that Harrison went around. An error is usually on a routine play for a fielder, and I don't think there was anything routine about that one for Hartley as he tried to make that grab. Harrison will take high, a 1-2 count. Had a long run to try and get to the ball, and he made a leaping attempt, went off the end of his glove, came down kind of awkwardly, and the ball spit out. The 1-2 out in front of a breaking ball. And Harrison stays alive with 1 out and nobody on base right now in the third. So Roseburg was able to get to Nolan Miller in the first. Now they're trying to add to it, but Miller has been settling in. He struck out 3 in the second. He's got 6 strikeouts total so far through 2 1/3 innings. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and there is another one. That'll be strikeout number 7. So let's see, 3, 6. So right now we've had 8 outs total for Sheldon defensively, and 7 of them have been strikeouts for Nolan Miller. He misses low and inside to Camden Hartzell. 1-0 count to start things off here. Hartzell fouls it away. Defensively for Sheldon, I don't think we've run through their defense. Cooper Coleman behind the plate, Jackson Detzler at first, and Cam Thomas at second. There's another strike called against Hartzell. On the left side, Evan Calling at third, Ty Burnham at short, and the outfield from left to right, Quincy Peterson, Jake Jorgensen, and Chase Hartley. Strike 3, and Nolan Miller strikes out the side. 2 of them backwards Ks as he gets them looking. That will wrap up a 1-2-3 bottom of the third, and we go to the top of the fourth. Still a 1-0 lead for Roseburg here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Top of the fourth inning, a pitcher's duel going here. Jake Johnson will face the heart of the lineup coming up for the Sheldon Irish. Oregon State baseball going on here this afternoon. We were scheduled to have the Beavers on the radio prior to Roseburg's rainout on Saturday, so we had to bump the Beavers to get this local game on. Through 6 innings in the non-league game between Oregon State and Gonzaga, it is OSU leading the Bulldogs 9-4 as they head to the 7th. First pitch swinging on the pitch by Jake Johnson, and Nolan Miller fouls it away for strike one. As we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field. Roseburg leading 1-0. The 0-1 pitch bounces in front of the plate for Jake. Today's ball game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Flyway Travel. And make sure you've got an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. Low and inside to the lefty. 2 balls and a strike to Nolan Miller, who flew out to the second baseman on a ball that almost looked like it was going to get through. 2-1, just a bit too far inside there for Jake. Just missing his spot. Caden Austin made a nice play, ranging towards center field, over the shoulder catch to finish off things in the first. Miller gets behind one, pops that way out of play. Got a lot of that one, sends it all the way to the parking lot. It'll be a full count here to the leadoff man in the fourth. Nolan Miller, 3-2 pitch, takes outside for ball 4. Looking back to the third inning, it was really big that Roseburg got that put out against Chase Hartley.
Next batter, number 9.
Hartley lining out to Caden Austin at second base. That was big because they had a runner in scoring position, and you knew that Miller and Burnham were coming up. Those guys were big-time hitters, so you didn't really want to have them up at the plate with a man in scoring position. But Miller gets on to start things here in the fourth. It brings up Burnham, and will take a ball that breaks in for a strike. Burnham flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Pickoff throw to first. Hartzell came off the bag to get to that one. Jake's 0-1 pitch outside. Burke behind the plate working to make sure that ball does not get by. Camden Hartzell holding the runner on at first base. Hartzell in his first year at the varsity level. He'll get a throw his direction. Not on target to get a tag in as back in Miller goes standing up. Hartzell also played football for Roseburg during his 4 years at the high school. There's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off for strike 2. The runner was going. Back to first goes Miller. Hartzell hopes to play college baseball and major in business administration. Doesn't have a college listed as yet. We're working on that decision still, it seems. He was joined today by his mom, Melissa Arscott, as another ball fouled away by Ty Burnham. His mom, Melissa Arscott, his dad, Tim Hartzell, and his sister, Kinsey Hartzell, all joining Camden Hartzell, one of 6 seniors for Roseburg, out on the field prior to today's game. 1-2 pitch. The battle continues here for Ty Burnham. Doesn't chase the breaking ball high and away. He thought about it. Got him leaning that direction, but could not get him to pull the trigger. Jake will have a 2-2 count. Nolan Miller at first after a leadoff walk. That ball in the air out towards the alley. Racing, a diving attempt, won't get there. Heath King coming up, going for third. Loomis will throw in. It's not going to get there in time. Sliding into the bag goes Nolan Miller, and he knocked Cash Richardson down on top of him. Into second base goes Burnham. Good effort by King, but that ball just kept tailing away from the center fielder towards left field. And it just was a bit too far out in front of him. So Miller, surprised he got all the way to third there, thinking maybe he would have to hold up at least a little bit with the threat of King getting to that baseball. First pitch from Johnson misses for ball 1. Runners at second and third. Burnham on with a single, then took second on the throw to third. Jackson Detzler at the plate. Dangerous hitter as well. Another lefty. He pops one back behind home for strike 1. Nobody out with 2 runners in scoring position for Sheldon as they look to try and take the lead for the first time today. They've got a 4-game winning streak over Roseburg and have won 5 of the last 7 games in the series. The 1-1 is low. Nolan Miller has 3 wins versus Roseburg dating back to last year. Has only allowed the 1 run. He's been looking lights out again here today as another ball fouled off by Detzler. Ty Burnham also picked up a win for Sheldon against Roseburg last year in relief. So he's another guy that Roseburg has seen over the last 2 years. 2-2 pitch from Jake. High. A walk here would load him up with nobody out. Roseburg playing in on the corners right now. Don't really have a double play up the middle, so they're not playing a double play depth. 3-2 pitch, there's ball 4. And Nolan Miller has gotten sharper as the game has gone on. In fact, he has just gotten lights out. And as this one's gone on, Jake Johnson has gotten a little erratic here in the 4th, issuing 2 walks. First 2 walks that he has given up on the day. Bases are loaded with nobody out. We're here midway through this ball game and kind of see where Roseburg goes defensively. Do they play back up the middle for the double play, willing to maybe give up a run to get 2 outs? And it's kind of what they'll look like they'll do. In on the corners. First pitch swinging, that ball fouled away by Evan Collin. Collin had the first hit of the game for Sheldon back in the 2nd. One of 3 hits for the Irish so far in this ball game. The 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball, slaps that out towards center field. Long run for Heath King. He makes the catch. Will tag, throws in all the way to the plate. And Camden Hartzell will throw up his hand and say, hit the cutoff man. He might have been able to have a chance to hold the runner at first, but Detzler will tag and advance to second. Burnham tags and heads to third as Miller came in to score and tie this one up on the sac fly by Evan Collin. 1 away, tie ball game 1-1. First base is open with 1 out. First pitch fouled back for strike 1 to Cam Thomas. 5th hitter to the plate here in the 4th inning. Roseburg will have to get the bats going again. Ground ball, third base, picked up, throw home, not in time. Cash Richardson rushing that one. He got it pretty cleanly at third, but guess he figured that was his best option to try and get an out, was going home. As breaking for the plate came Burnham, and he comes in to score and gives Sheldon a lead. don't get an out there. Cam Thomas will drive in a run on a fielder's choice. 2-1, Sheldon in front. They come back with 2 here in the 4th inning to grab the lead. Jake will hit the outside corner for strike 1 against Cooper Coleman, who struck out swinging in the 3rd. First and second with 1 away. The Irish battle back, overcoming a 1-0 deficit after Roseburg scored in the 1st. A ball fouled back to the screen. Both teams completely ready to go with their pitching staffs. Nobody off limits here today, at least based on the pitch count limits, as a ball fouled away, stays an 0-2 count. Now, they may not look to throw certain players, but just based off of the pitch count limits, everybody is available and available to go full go if they needed to here today. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Big strikeout there for Jake Johnson. His second against Cooper Coleman. 3rd strikeout in the game for Jake. And that is the second out here in the 4th inning.
Number 2, Jake Jorgensen.
It'll bring up the 9-hitter Jake Jorgensen, who grounded out to short and his first at-bat. Back on Saturday, that was pretty much the same story. Both teams didn't have anybody that was limited on being available due to pitch counts from their previous outings. So the extra 2 days didn't make any change on who might be able to pitch in this game for both sides. As a first pitch, strike 1 to Jorgensen. 0-1 count. Ground ball, third base side, picked up, and a step on the bag for Cash Richardson at third. He'll get the force out on Jackson Detzler, and that will finish things off here in the 4th inning. Roseburg will get through this 4th inning, but they give up the lead. 2 runs come in on just 1 hit. There were 2 walks, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. It is 2-1. Roseburg got a rally here as they are down by 1 against Sheldon as we head to the bottom of the 4th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
First batter for Roseburg in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Going to the bottom of the 4th inning, Roseburg trailing now 2-1 against the Sheldon Irish, who have rallied back to take a lead in this one. Facing Nolan Miller, who has now picked up 7 strikeouts through this game. He'll face Cash Richardson, the third baseman. Made a couple of defensive plays there in the top half of the 4th. He takes high for ball 1. Richardson, Loomis, and Austin, your 3 hitters due up. Outside a 2-0 count. It was a lengthy half inning there for Sheldon offensively. Miller comes out. He's missing the strike zone on a couple, and he'll fire one in. That ball launched into the air to left field. Calling for it is Peterson. Had to wait a while for that ball to make its way down, but he does squeeze it for the out. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Today's ball game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. First pitch, tried to get out of the way, but that pitch rides high and in. It gets hit off the hands for Braden Loomis. Should have been ball one. Instead, it's a foul ball for strike one, and now he swings through for strike two. High and away from Miller. Things have been dry. In fact, even the pavement has dried out here in the grandstands at Champion Car Wash Field, so that's good. As a ball fouled back by Loomis. Nice to see that the weather has cooperated for us here. They scheduled this one perfectly right after a massive rainstorm that came through the region. 1-2 pitch. Loomis will take outside, evens things up. 2-2 delivery. Chasing outside the zone for another strikeout. That is number 9 on the day for Nolan Miller. Boy, what an arm he has. That'll bring up Caden Austin, the second baseman. 0 for 1 on this day. Late swing. And his falls behind 0-1. Miller's 0-1 pitch fouled away. So Roseburg having a hard time. I thought maybe as this game goes on, they started out swinging freely and doing well. Felt like they might be able to help keep the pressure on against Miller, but he has settled in and he has been practically untouchable here as this game has gone on. He's got the 1-2, misses low. Two balls, 2 strikes against the 8-hitter Caden Austin. That one's in the air, foul territory, and that will carry all the way out of play. Stays a 2-2 count for Caden Austin. Roseburg trailing by 1 here in the 4th. Another ball fouled off, and Austin with a nice little battle going here. 2-2 delivery. Takes high. Good eye there. Keeps this at-bat going. Has himself a full count. In the last game, a 4-0 win against South Medford. Caden Austin had 2 sack bunts. He'll hit one, a dribbler towards shortstop. Throw to first base, not going to be in time. I thought it was a foul ball, but no call out of the box. Thought maybe he hit that dribbler off his front foot, but it dribbles its way towards short. Just didn't have a lot behind it. Long way to run for Ty Burnham. Throw to first, not in time. Austin beats it out. And that'll be 4th hit in the game for Roseburg. First of the day for Austin. Man at first with 2 down. First hit for Roseburg since the 2nd inning. Heath King had the last hit for the Indians prior to that one there by Austin. He swings through the first pitch. And King got on with a bunt that really should have been caught as a ball in the dirt. Didn't pick it up quick enough at first base. Austin back to the bag. A 1-1 count for King. Ball fouled towards the Sheldon dugout down the first base side. Weather feels as if it may be turning a little bit on us here as a pitch low. 2-2 count for King. Hoping that weather will stay away. Got another lefty thrown in the bullpen for Sheldon right now. It's a 2-2 pitch. King sends it to center. That ball out of the reach of the center fielder. Jorgensen, a leaping attempt, can't get there. Austin's going to come around to score from third. King is headed for third. The throw, he's going to hold at third. The throw got away, but he could not pick it up. The coaching staff decides just stay here, let's play it safe, and keep a man at third, as it's a 2-out triple for Heath King, and that senior has come up with a couple of big triples here in the last few games. In fact, King had an RBI triple against South Medford back on Tuesday, and he comes up with another one here. That scores Austin from first, and Roseburg ties it up here in the second, or make that in the fourth inning. And here comes a visit out to the mound for Sheldon, and they may be looking with a busy week for the Irish as well. They may be looking to conserve Nolan Miller, although he has been extremely efficient with his pitches. For Sheldon, they've got 5 games this week, but they don't play again until Wednesday as they take on Mountainside on the road. And then they finish out the regular season at Grants Pass with a doubleheader. So there would be, even if Miller goes the distance here, there'd be plenty of time for him to get ready to go for the game against Grants Pass, which is, I'm sure, what the big focus will be for the Irish as this week goes on. Brief meeting on the mound there. A diving attempt by Jorgensen out in center field. I think that ball just he misread it a little bit, just caught him off guard some. There's a pitch high and away, ball 1 to Brooks Avery. See what Roseburg tries to do here. Avery can definitely swing away, but he could also lay down a bunt. He does swing away on the 1-0 pitch. Doesn't catch up to it. Got a 1-1 count. Avery, the leadoff man, 0 for 1 in the game with a walk to start out the ball game. Swings through for strike 2. He is swinging tough. Now looking to just kind of stroke and poke, find a way to put the ball in play. It's got a 1-2 count. Does not chase the outside breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the fourth, it is all tied at 2. Miller delivers. Breaking ball low behind the plate. Coleman tried to pull that one up. They signaled down to first. No on appeal. Brooks Avery called safe. Did not go around on the check swing. So the full count pitch. High, ball 4, and Avery will draw a second walk in this one. Third walk for Miller. Player out in the bullpen has a pullover hoodie on, so I can't give you a identification on who's throwing for the Irish. But it is a lefty. That much I can tell you, as they will step in front of home. Does Coleman, the catcher, give the defense a signal here? Definitely got to be concerned about the speed on the bases. Pitch high, ball 1. At the plate is Paxton Burke. Struck out swinging his last time up. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. He hits one right side, and it goes right to the second baseman, Cam Thomas, who makes the play to get Avery at second. That'll finish off the fourth inning, but Roseburg is able to tie this one back up on an RBI triple by Heath King. And we are knotted at 2 as we go to the top of the 5th inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Fans are starting to move towards the center of the roof behind home here. Try and get away from some of the drizzle that has started to come down here at Champion Car Wash Field as the skies open up just a little bit on us. Not a too heavy drizzle, but it is pretty consistent here at the moment. We get ready to start the top of the 5th inning. Starting out the day, Roseburg in basically a tie for third place with North Medford at 8-5 on the season. North Medford 9-6. We're all trailing Grants Pass, who is 11-4 in conference play, sitting in first place with a 1-game lead over Willamette, who is 10-5, and in second place. Roseburg will be at Willamette coming up tomorrow. First pitch outside for ball 1 from Jake Johnson, who will look to settle back in after a bit of a rough 4th inning. The sprinkles continue to come down. The 1-0 pitch called for a strike. Tyler Wright has shed the pullover down in the bullpen, so I can tell you that that is the lefty that has been throwing for the Irish. The 1-1 pitch, low from Johnson, 2 balls and a strike. They got a coach that just goes down that direction to check on him as he gets loose. 2-1 pitch, grounded left side. Sliding stop back in the hole, throw across the diamond, won't get it there in time for Avery. Makes a great play defensively to get to that ball, but couldn't get the throw across the diamond in time. So the leadoff man, Quincy Peterson, finds his way on base with his second hit of the day. Chase Hartley will follow. Hartley is 0 for 2 in the game. That is the 4th hit in the ballgame for Sheldon. Showing a bunt. Hartley will take ball 1 as that pitch cuts into the lefty. Jake Johnson, 2 walks in that 4th inning, proved to be a little costly. I'll look to try and eliminate that mistake as a pickoff throw to first base. Not in time. Time called, and they wanted to have somebody down there spotting for the players down in the bullpen getting loose. Want somebody down there making sure that they've got a player down there that can help keep them safe on any foul balls that make their direction. 1 on, or nobody out. Chase Hartley at the plate. He squares the bunt again, pulls the barrel back just in time to take high for a 2-0 count. Two-two ball game as we are here in the 5th inning. Again, a bunt shown, and again taken for ball 3. Jake can't find the strike zone here against Hartley. 3-0 count. We'll see if Johnson can find his way back into the at-bat. He does throw one down the middle as Hartley showed a bunt again, but was taking all the way on that one. 3-1 delivery for Johnson. And low and inside, Hartley again showing a bunt, and he takes the walk. 3rd walk issued by Johnson. Runners at first and second with nobody out as Sheldon looks to recapture the lead here in the top of the 5th. Jake Johnson, he had the win against South Medford last Tuesday. Pitched a complete game, 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. But this Sheldon team, man, they just continue to cause problems for Roseburg as Miller will foul one over the left side and out of play. It's not like Sheldon. I know they sit at the bottom of the standings at in second to last place. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place. It's a line drive just by the glove for Brooks Avery to center field. Heath King will come up throwing to third. Everybody will be safe on a laser line drive by Nolan Miller. And that'll load him up. Out at second base, Peterson put the brakes on, thinking he might need to get back to second to tag up, and that kept him from possibly scoring on that play. That ball got by in a hurry into center field. That loads him up with nobody out, and the cleanup man up to bat for Sheldon. Exactly how you draw the lineup card up to be. Ty Burnham, first pitch, low and inside. But I was going to say, Sheldon, they're at the bottom half of the league standings at number 6 in the league, but they've played a lot of really close ball games against their league opponents. 4-10 in Southwest Conference play, trailing first place Grants Pass by 6.5 ball games. The 1-1, breaking ball hits the inside corner to the lefty, and Burnham finds himself down 1-2. Drizzle coming down here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Nobody out. Defense playing in. The 1-2 grounded towards short. Short hop for Brooks. Avery can't make a play on it, and a run will score for Sheldon. It was kind of a do-or-die type of play for Brooks Avery. I don't know if he would have even had a chance to get the play at home, let alone the play at first. It's an RBI infield single for Ty Burnham. Everybody's safe, and Sheldon will take a 3-2 lead. Nobody out, bases still loaded as Peterson scores from third. Hartley goes to third, Miller to second, Burnham on at first. First pitch swinging, that ball belted in the air to center. Going to be deep enough to drive in one. Everybody else tagging and advancing, and everybody's safe. Roseburg will get an out of it, but Sheldon retakes a 2-run lead on the sac fly by Jackson Detzler. That scores Hartley. Miller to third, Burnham to second. And it brings up Evan Colling, who had a sac fly in the 4th inning, driving in the first run of the game for Sheldon. Breaking ball catches the top of the zone for a strike. Defense playing in on the grass here on the artificial turf at Champion Car Wash Field. Ball popped foul, reaching the outside corner. Colling gets that off the end of the barrel. Seems as if the rains have maybe subsided. The ball fouled down the right field side, out of play. Lefty out there warming up again for Sheldon. And that is Tyler Wright, a senior. The 0-2 pitch popped up right side, out of play again. So Roseburg battled back. They scored 1 in the first to take the lead. Sheldon took the lead with 2 in the top of the 4th, and then Roseburg tied it up with a run in the bottom of the 4th. But Sheldon has rallied back, and now back-to-back innings, they've put 2 on the board. They lead 4-2. Another ball popped up right side. Hartzell is going to give chase, but he will quickly run out of room, slams into the Cyclone fence down the first base side. He bounces right back to his position. Stays an 0-2 count here for Evan Colling with runners at second, third. The defense playing in. Just 1 out. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout. Throw down to first. And the call is safe. The throw offline by Burke. And Colling is going to be safe at first. So the bases are loaded. Strikeout for Jake. But then an error on the throw. Just 1 away. The bases are loaded, and here comes pitching coach Zach Mandera. That should have been the second out of the frame, but the error on the throw to first. First base was empty with runners at second and third and less than 2 outs. Drop third strike there, and Paxton Burke needed a throw to first, and it pulled Camden Hartzell off the bag. Hartzell tried everything he could to stay at first, but could not keep his toe on the bag there. Visit out to the mound, breaking the action, lets us Tell you that today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. I want to say thanks to everybody that has found our video stream broadcast for today's contest. Game 1 of our doubleheader going on right now. This live video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. You can join us for Game 2 of the broadcast coming up. Once this one goes complete, we'll have about 20 minutes in between games and have a second game for you here on the Score and on 541radio.com. We'll have that for you. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, you can just head back to our main page and find the next broadcast. If you're on 541radio.com, it's embedded on the same page you're watching right now. First pitch, a bunt attempt fouled away by Cam Thomas. Thomas is 0 for 2 in this ball game. Did drive in a run on a fielder's choice. Takes a breaking ball that carries outside. They've wrapped up the activity. A lot of throwing out there for Tyler Wright in the bullpen for Sheldon. It's outside, a 2-1 count for Jake. Jake here in this 4th and 5th innings, he has labored through these. This will be the 7th batter he faces this inning. He faced 7 in the 4th inning as well. Only have the 1 out so far. The 2-1 pitch. Line towards right field, dropping in. Another run will come in for the Irish. And sliding around around third, unable to stay on his feet. And that'll cost Sheldon a run. Ty Burnham goes down on the wet turf. He likely had a good opportunity to try and come in to score. I don't know if maybe he slips because they tried to put the brakes on late. But just 1 out, they are trying to be conservative probably and looking to try and just keep bringing in runs. Cam Thomas will have another RBI. This time he picks up a base hit with it. Goes opposite field. Scores 1 to make it 5-2. Sheldon in front. Scoring to bunt, taking a strike, is Cooper Coleman. Bases are still loaded. Burnham at third, calling at second, and Cam Thomas at first. 0-1 count at the plate right now for Cooper Coleman. Breaking ball from Jake just outside. One count, 3-run lead, largest of the game for Sheldon. Scoring to bunt. Got the runner off at third. Throw back to the plate. They're going to have the runner out at third. Now they got the runner off the bag at second. And they're not going to get a throw out that direction in time. So coming in from third, Ty Burnham gets tagged out at home. Out at third base, Burnham just a big extra lead on a possible bunt attempt by Cooper Coleman. And now there's a question about the count with 2 outs. Cooper Coleman apparently did not offer on the bunt attempt. 2-1. Popped up. Right side, playable. It is Austin who will make the grab, and that will finish off the frame. A big one for Sheldon. Another crooked number on the board. They score 3. Roseburg able to get some defense to help Jake Johnson out of things there in the top of the 5th. But the Irish regain the lead on top 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Roseburg trailing 5-2 against Sheldon here on a overcast, gray, and somewhat drizzly day in the Umpqua Basin. Game 1 of a doubleheader for us. Roseburg took the early lead, tied it back up in the 4th, but now they find themselves down by 3 as the Irish get 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on in the top half of this 5th inning. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. New man on the mound for the Irish. Nolan Miller will have his first game that does not go full 7 innings for Sheldon against Roseburg. Sheldon, every other time they've thrown Miller against Roseburg, he's gone all 7. He goes just 4 innings in this one, but he's in line to get a win. It would be his 4th of the year, or 4th of his career against Roseburg. Miller, 4 innings worked. In that time, he gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned runs. Ended up with 3 walks and 9 strikeouts. He is pretty electric out there. They'll bring in the lefty Tyler Wright, who will take over on the mound. Called to the pen here for the Sheldon Irish. Sheldon leading up by 3, 5-2. For Roseburg, it'll be Jake Johnson, Brevin Harrison, and Camden Hartzell to face the new man on the mound. We'll see if they can find their groove again against the bullpen. 1-0 count to start things off for Jake, towing the first base side of the rubber. Another quick worker, and that pitch inside. Jake gets hit, and he will get the trip down to first. Second time on base for Jake. Wright tried to come into the right-handed batter, and Jake with his right arm hanging down a little bit, hopefully okay. Obviously, Roseburg would like to see him stay in the game as the pitcher, and that is his throwing arm. One on, nobody out for Roseburg. First pitch swinging, a ball out to left field. Brevin Harrison will have his second hit of the game. Another single for Harrison on a ball well wrapped out to left field. Got around on the pitch from right, and Roseburg has runners at first and second. That'll bring up Camden Hartzell, who is 0 for 2 in the game. A lot of guys with a strikeout against Nolan Miller. He struck out 9, so he was looking pretty good as a duck flies across the field. 52 degrees here in Roseburg. Squaring to bunt, Hartzell offers and actually foul-tipped it into the glove for strike 1. Brevin Harrison at first with his second hit of the game. Strike taken by Hartzell. Brevin Harrison, his second year on the varsity level with Roseburg Baseball. Also played football for the Indians during his high school career. Plans to play some baseball, or hoping to play some baseball, as a pitch outside. Ball and 2 strikes here for Camden Hartzell. Brevin Harrison hoping to play baseball in college, major in civil engineering. He's at first base after that single. First hit given up by Tyler Wright. Ground ball, gets by at first base. Detzler doesn't play it. One will come around to score. Heading for third goes Harrison. He's in with the head first slide. And Roseburg, a little bit of momentum. They cut the lead down to 2 on a ground ball first base side. Misplayed by Detzler. Little cue ball shot down the first base side. First error of the ball game for either side. Jake Johnson, they had Keegan Carpenter running for Jake Johnson. And Carpenter comes around to score. Nobody out still. Runners on the corners. Roseburg back within 2. Brevin Harrison today on the senior day festivities was joined by his mom, Camille Harrison, and his dad, Dan Harrison. One of 6 seniors for the Roseburg team this year. High for ball 1 to Cash Richardson, starting at third base. He is one of 2 players in the lineup that has not struck out in this game, as he'll take for a 2-0 count. So Nolan Miller, 9 strikeouts, but he didn't strike out every player on the lineup card for Roseburg. Richardson has walked and flown out to left field. Heath King, the senior, is the other player that does not have a strikeout. He has singled and had a triple. He's had a couple of pop-ups that have not been able to get caught by the Irish. High and inside, 3-0 count for Richardson. First and third, with nobody out for Roseburg. Game tying run at first base now. Richardson trying to bring in another run, put something in play, give you a good opportunity to do so. He'll take a 3-0 pitch for a strike. Cash Richardson looking to get on base for a second time. Pickoff throw to first. Back in goes Hartzell. He did not have a big lead over there. Feels, at times when certain systems move through the region, just feels kind of misty, like it's just hanging in the air. It might actually be raining, but it just feels like it's hanging out there. As a walk issued, we'll load him up. So the bases are loaded on that walk by Wright. Wright has hit a batter and walked one. He's also given up a single, and then an error in there as well helps bring in a run for Roseburg. So the bases are loaded. That's going to prompt a visit out to the mound for the Sheldon coach. And Tyler Wright has come in. And this is kind of where I imagine things have been for this Sheldon team. They've got an ace in Nolan Miller, who has just absolutely been lights out against Roseburg. And then they probably got a number of young guys they're working in, maybe some unproven guys. They've got some great talent on this team. Quincy Peterson has been a great ball player, and the few times we've seen him this year. Ty Burnham has been very dangerous. So they've got a lot of good talent on this team. Burnham, a returning all-league player. And so they've got some good. Jackson Detzler, the first baseman, he's only a sophomore. So this team is going to be one to watch going forward, but they, I think, have relied heavily on Nolan Miller on the mound, and now we finally get to see somebody other than Miller. And Roseburg's putting some pressure on here, looking to try and rally, trailing by 2. And the ball game now has the bases loaded with nobody out. Brayton Loomis, the senior, will launch one left side, but it's not going to be deep. It's not going to leave the infield. And that is an infield fly rule for the first out. Boy, I thought maybe he gotten a little bit more on that one to start out. Loomis will fly out to the third baseman, Evan Colling, and he'll do so faster than I was able to try and tell you a little bit more about senior Brayton Loomis, who's playing his first year as a Roseburg outfielder. Also played football for the Indians. As a ball slapped right side by Austin, goes foul. Brayton Loomis has committed to join the United States Marine Corps after high school. Good on him. Always very impressed when I hear that about high school seniors. As the ball lifted to right field, twisting and turning, catch made by Hartley and Wright. One run will come in to score. Harrison tags and comes across on a sac fly by Caden Austin. Drives in a run, and Roseburg's back within 1. Everybody else had to hold. Austin got a hold of that one. I almost thought there was a chance it was going to get by Hartley. He was going left, going right, twisting and turning, but finally got underneath that ball. Heath King is 2 for 2 in the game. He'll take outside for a 1-0 count. Brayton Loomis today was joined by his dad, Vance Loomis, and his mom, Katie Kimball. So we honor the 6 seniors on the roster for the Roseburg Indians this year. A 2-0 pitch coming up here for Tyler Wright. Look to first base, but no throw. The final senior that we haven't really gotten a chance to highlight here in the broadcast so far would be Keegan Carpenter. He's been used as a courtesy runner for Jake Johnson in this one. Does start at first base when Camden Hartzell's on the mound. It's another look towards second, but no throw. Keegan Carpenter, first year at the varsity level. He's heading to UCC in the fall, considering law school after that, as Heath King gets another swing. Will drop one into right field, base hit. They're going to send Hartzell around. He's coming to the plate, no throw. Roseburg's tied it up, and Heath King, the senior, having a big senior day. His second RBI, his third hit. Heath King dating back to last Tuesday, he has now driven in 3 runs. Let's see, he is 4 for 6 with 3 RBI, 2 triples, and boy, is he having a conclusion to his senior season. Ties us up. It is 5-5 with runners at first and second. Outside on the first pitch to Brooks Avery, top of the order as the sprinkles start to come down once again. Hartzell was running all the way from second, and they might have had a chance to get him, but they didn't have the communication they needed to get the relay to home. Pitch on the hit on the infield by Avery. It will be caught by the shortstop, Ty Burnham. So Avery will be the final out here in the 5th, but Roseburg rallies back and scores 3 to tie us up once again. 3 runs come in on 2 hits. There was 1 Sheldon error, and you had 2 men left on base. We are all squared away at 5 apiece as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Game 1 of a doubleheader here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Top of the 6th inning, 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Irish. For Roseburg, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Indians. We go to the 6th inning, late stages here. Jake Johnson staying in the game for Roseburg, and he will face the 9-1-2 hitters coming up for the Irish. That'll be Jorgensen, Peterson, and Hartley. Softball has gotten underway. Roseburg and Sheldon meeting there. That is the number 2 ranked Sheldon Irish. They look every part of another state title contenders. A ball off the hands, dribble towards third. Richardson up with it, throw across in time to get the speedy Jorgensen once again. Jorgensen almost beat out a throw from shortstop back in the 3rd. He beats this one, or he doesn't beat this one out, just behind a throw by Cash Richardson, who took his time, made a strong throw. With maybe a wet baseball out there, I'm okay if he makes sure that you got it, as long as you get it there in time. 1 away, Jake Johnson fires in a strike to start things off against Quincy Peterson. Peterson is 2 for 3 in the game with a double and a single. The 0-1, breaking ball stays inside. Sheldon last year winning the state championship game in softball, in a bit of a controversial fashion in that one. That was something. I was there for that game. Pitch outside. The pitcher for the opposing team, the finished runner-up, threw a no-hitter, but an interference call gave Sheldon the game-winning run in the 7th inning. I thought we were going to extras, but Sheldon would win it in a walk-off as a ball belted to left field. That ball's going to roll all the way to the fence here for Peterson. He's got his 3rd hit. It'll be his 2nd double of the ball game. Gets around on the inside pitch, and he'll be at second with 1 out. And Sheldon not giving in after giving up the lead. They're looking to grab it back. Peterson puts himself in scoring position. Apparently across town, they're in a rain delay for the softball game. We continue to play here as it has picked up a little bit more. It is a bit more of a consistent rain coming down. 1 out. But they've gone to a rain delay in that softball game where Sheldon is leading 3-0 in the top of the 2nd. Pitch high and away for ball 1. Kind of figured we might have some weather delays in this one. We'll see if we get one here. Johnson taking his time before his next pitch to Chase Hartley, who drew a walk his last time up. Pitch in the dirt, 2-0. That Sheldon softball game, though, that was something else. I was there. I was broadcasting for the OSAA, the OSAA radio network, and made the call on the out from the runner at third base out at the plate, but then the interference ruling ended up giving the runner home and the game-winning run. The initial call was, we're going to extra innings, but that game, that finished out, and that was something else. But they're playing over there. They're in a rain delay for the softball game. Here we keep going here in the baseball game. They're playing on turf over there as well. Swing and a miss for strike one by Chase Hartley. But as they go to delay, it is 3-0 Sheldon. They are a very strong team, and that's a young Roseburg team on the other side. There's a strike at the knees on the inner half. Froze Hartley. The lefty stands there and thinks, boy, that pitch didn't end up where I thought it was going to be. He's got a runner out at second base. That's Quincy Peterson with one away. The 2-2 pops that one in the air to center. Coming in, it will actually be the shortstop going out. Avery makes the grab to retire Hartley. 2 down. And Nolan Miller will bat.
Batters number 22, Nolan Miller.
Miller is 1 for 2 today so far. He's got a walk and a single. He has scored twice. He'll bat for a fourth time against Jake Johnson. Got hit that one off the handle. Just a soft fly ball to shortstop Brooks Avery, and they'll leave a man stranded in scoring position for the Irish. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We will go to the bottom of the 6th, presumably, as there's some water coming down, but it looks like we continue to play here. Back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
They're playing down in Medford. Might be playing at Lithia and Driveway Fields rather than at Harry and David, but I think they actually were planning to play at Harry and David. So down in Medford, South Eugene at South Medford. 2 teams in the bottom half of the league standings, but they're meeting there. South Medford leading 1-0 over South Eugene in game 1 of that one after 2 innings of play. Get a new man on the mound for the Sheldon Irish. Tyler Wright exits after just 1 inning of work. No decision for Miller, no decision for Wright. We'll get you the details on the new man on the mound as his first pitch is inside, ball 1 against Paxton Burke, who will bat right-handed, I believe, for the first time today. The switch hitter batting right-handed against the left-handed pitchers previously. So the new man on the mound. It's not a number I have on my printed roster. Let me check the written one. 2-0 pitch, high. Burke lets it go by. – 3-0 count for Burke. Against the new man on the mound, he'll take for strike 1. There's a ball fouled off, strike 2. That, I think it's Parker Edwards out there, I believe. Edwards 3-2, misses high for ball 4. That pitch not off the mark by much. Did a nice job to battle his way back in after Burke got out ahead 3-0. But Burke will draw a walk, gets on base. That'll be technically the third time that Burke has been on. Last time he got on, it was a fielder's choice that ended the inning. A leadoff walk for Roseburg as they look to try and regain the lead in a 5-5 tie ball game here in the 6th. Showing a bunt, Jake Johnson will lay it down. Fielded by the third baseman, throw to first, knocked around, they'll say he got him at first. That ball in and out of the glove at first base by Detzler. Picked it up apparently in time for the out, and Johnson will be out at first. One away. Burke makes his way to second. He's in scoring position.
Number 9, Brevin Harrison.
The throw was low by Evan Calling. Maybe a wet ball. He kind of short-armed that. And it one hopped into first base. Detzler tried to handle it, knocked out of his glove. Picked it back up, but apparently just in the nick of time. Parker Edwards, the new man on the mound, right-hander. He'll fire in a first pitch strike 1 to Brevin Harrison, who is 2 for 3 today. Had a single his last time up against Tyler Wright. Wright goes just 1 inning of work. The 0-1 from Edwards, breaking ball outside. So the final book on Tyler Wright, he gives up 2 hits, 3 runs. He had 1 walk, 1 hit batter, no strikeouts in his 1 inning of work. Edwards kicks and fires, misses high. 2-1 for Harrison. Those I don't believe are all going to, I think 2 of the 3 are going to be earned runs against Wright there. The 2-1 pitch. Harrison slaps it right side. That ball's going to carry enough to get to Hartley in right field. Sliding back into second base goes Burke. That ball looked like it might be tailing towards the line, get a little bit of a banana curve on it towards the foul line, but unfortunately didn't get enough spin on that. Hartley chases it down for the second out. Burke stays at second base, didn't get a chance to try and tag and advance. So 2 down. It'll be up to Camden Hartzell to try and bring in the go-ahead run. He's out in front of a breaking ball for strike 1. Almost got that one to drop in there for Harrison. That would have been his 3rd hit of the day and possibly his 2nd RBI. 0-1 pitch for Edwards. Catches a strike on the outside corner. Behind the plate, I believe that is still Cooper Coleman back there. Yeah, that is still Cooper Coleman. It's the 0-2 pitch outside. Coleman was sliding towards the left-handed batter's box, sliding towards his right, but kind of caught that and moved his glove back towards the outer half of the plate to try and get that strike call. He got it to work. But his momentum looked like he was taking him to the outside for an outside pitch. The 1-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. That will wrap things up here in the 6th inning. Roseburg cannot take advantage of a man in scoring position as Hartzell goes down looking. And that will finish off the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on. We are tied at 5 as we go to the 7th in Game 1 of a doubleheader here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes!
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Seems as if the rains have started to hold off a little bit here, as Roseburg will make a pitching change. They will go to the bullpen and bring in Camden Hartzell. The first baseman heads to the mound. Keegan Carpenter will take over at first base. He comes in, I believe, in the spot of Cash Richardson. As Jake Johnson, let's just double check, but I'm pretty sure that's him. That is. Jake Johnson will move to third base defensively after the start on the mound. So both aces of the staffs will exit with a no decision here today. Camden Hartzell will take over. He misses outside for ball one. He faces Ty Burnham, the cleanup man at the plate. He is 2 for 3 here today. He gets around on an inside pitch. It's picked up by Carpenter. He'll flip it to first base where, oh, they say safe. Hartzell was there at the bag on the flip by Carpenter, and the players are all asking for an appeal to home plate, but our first base umpire says that he got pulled off the bag. And they're not going to get an appeal here. The call is going to stand at first base, so that'll be an error for Roseburg on a ground ball to first. Hartzell beat the throw there. Apparently missed the bag is about as the best as I can think. So 1 on. Burnham gets on. 1 on, nobody out. First error of the game for Roseburg. Showing a bunt. That ball fouled away by Jackson Detzler. Detzler 0 for 1 in the game. A walk and a sac fly. Top of the 7th here, 5-5 ball game. Big moment, game 1 of this one. Sheldon, a win here. They would take the season series against Roseburg. Roseburg trying to get a win in game 1 and then force a rubber match in game 2 for the season series. A 1-1 count. Camden Hartzell taking over. Ground ball, third base, picked up by Jake Johnson. He'll throw to first. Hartzell on the bag. Up to second base goes Burnham. So a sac bunt. And that'll put a man in scoring position. 1 away. And up to bat is going to be Evan Calling. First pitch from Hartzell. Misses low for ball 1. Back to that first play. Keegan Carpenter takes over at first base, the senior, who has been out there intermittently throughout the season defensively. He played that one perfect, it seemed like. It's a pitch low by Hartzell. 2 balls, no strikes to the 6-hitter, Evan Calling. So his defense was good. It must have just been that Hartzell missed the bag as he went by. Strike taken on a 2-0 pitch. Calling is make that 1 for 2 today with a strikeout, but he reached on a drop third strike. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Hartzell will even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Calling had a single back in the second for his lone hit in the game. A sac fly, drove in a run, and then reached on to the drop third strike. The 2-2, got a piece of that one just to stay alive. Out at second base is Ty Burnham, reaching on the error to start off here in the 7th. Time called before the 2-2 delivery. 2-2 count. Hartzell shakes off a couple of signs from Burke. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. It's hit to left field. They're going to hold. Nope. The ball gets by in left field. Loomis will chase it. The go-ahead runner will come in. An unearned run will score for Sheldon, and they take a 6-5 advantage. Still just one out and a man at first. Base hit, second of the game for Calling. So Roseburg will need at least one in the bottom of the seventh here. Hartzell wants a different baseball. No, that's unlucky there. Burnham shouldn't have even been on at first if things were played correctly. But he comes around to score the go-ahead run for Sheldon. First pitch, strike one to Cam Thomas, who is 1 for 3 today with a pair of RBI. Bats with a man at first and one away. He ducks out of the way as that breaking ball gets by. Up to second base goes the runner. Evan Calling will move up with the wild pitch. 1-1 count. Man in scoring position again for Sheldon. And the Irish, they just do this. They just put a lot of pressure on. As the ball pulled outside, almost got by, but a nice grab by Burke holds the runner out at second. Calling was ready to go to third. Two balls, one strike. Hartzell fires one in for a swing and a miss. Looks like we've got a new man ready to bat in the 8th spot for Cooper Coleman. That is Andrew Lugo, who looks like he will be up to bat next. The 2-2 outside. So Roseburg in the 7th inning. We'll have Richardson, Loomis, and Austin due up. Actually, that might be Carpenter in there for Richardson. 3-2, poked right side, foul. I believe Cash Richardson out of the game for Keegan Carpenter, who takes over at first base. The 3-2 pitch, once again, fouled away. Sheldon trying to win the series against Roseburg, trying to get a win here in game one of our doubleheaders. The sun starts breaking through again. The 3-2 pitch. Strike three, got him. Frozen on the inside corner. Thomas watches it go by. That's a strikeout for Camden Hartzell. And Cam will get his first punch out in relief. All strikeouts by Roseburg pitchers are brought to you by State Farm, Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. When disaster strikes, it's good to have someone you can trust on your side. Call Chris with State Farm at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsurers.com for a free quote. So Hartzell gets a much-needed second out. And now we'll face Andrew Lugo, big right-handed batter. Lugo will bat with a man at second and 2 down. First pitch swinging is fouled third base side for strike one. Lugo bats for Cooper Coleman, who was 0 for 3 in the ball game. The catcher could re-enter defensively. The 0-1 pitch, chasing outside. That ball gets away on the breaking ball. Up to third base goes Calling. That'll be a wild pitch that moves him up 90 feet once again. But it's an 0-2 count for the hitter at the plate. And Hartzell has a chance to try and finish this one off and keep Sheldon from scoring another. They're on top 6-5. Lugo grounds one towards short, picked up by Avery. Lobs it over to Carpenter for the final out here in the 7th. But Sheldon strikes. They get one. One run on one hit. There were 2 Roseburg errors and 1 man left on base. Roseburg needs 1 to tie, 2 to win as we go to the bottom of the 7th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Keegan Carpenter will have his first at-bat of the day. Swinging, he belts one down the left field line. That's going to drop in for extra bases. Carpenter, the senior, is only at-bat of the day. He'll have a stand-up double, and Roseburg's got a chance to try and tie this one up thanks to an extra base hit for senior Keegan Carpenter. Carpenter comes up wasting no time against Parker Edwards, rips that one down the left field side for a leadoff double. What a bat. Carpenter has been limited action throughout the season this year, but man, has he made it count. And that one probably his biggest hit of the season. Keegan came in batting .207 on the year, just had 29 at-bats.
Batters number 2,
but that is his second double of the season, and that puts the game-tying runner at second base for Roseburg. As we welcome you back here for the 7th inning, on the mound, Parker Edwards. Edwards was in line to possibly get a win if he can hang on to this one. He still can get the win, but gives up the leadoff double. Roseburg's got to capitalize now. Brayton Loomis at the plate. He shows a bunt. That draws in the first baseman. He puts it down third base side. That's a pretty good bunt. Picked up by Edwards. Throw to first. Gets away. Here will come the game-tying run. Loomis goes to second, and Roseburg's back in business. They got the game-winning run at second. Keegan Carpenter scores to tie us up at 6-all, and into second base goes Loomis. And now a visit out to the mound for Sheldon. Brayton Loomis lays down a sac bunt and gets to second on the error. That's a throwing error by the pitcher. And Roseburg has a game-winning run now at second with nobody out. Whew. What a start here to the 7th. Back-to-back seniors making big plays for Rose. I mean, that was a great bunt. Don't take anything away from Brayton Loomis. The fact that there was an error on the play, he laid down a fantastic bunt, third base side, and the third baseman had to stay back to be able to protect third with a runner at second. So that was up to the pitcher to field defensively on the third base side, and it was just a bunt in a perfect spot. Able to get there. Edwards fielded it, but he threw high to first base, and it rolled all the way to the fence. That easily allowed Carpenter to score, and Loomis makes his way to second. So runner out at second base, still nobody out. Caden Austin will bat. What do they look to do with him? Does he show a bunt? He will. That ball gets away, and now up to third goes Loomis. Wild pitch, and this could not be going any worse for Sheldon defensively here in the bottom of the 7th. Caden Austin at the plate with a 1-0 count. At third is Brayton Loomis. Loomis represents the game-winning run for Roseburg in game one of a doubleheader. The 1-0 pitch, high and away. (2-0) in for a strike. Two balls, one strike. Off the end of the bat, the curveball. Austin got out in front of it. Two-two count with nobody out. The game-winning run at third. Edwards delivers, gets a strikeout as Austin out in front of the breaking ball. Couldn't hold back, couldn't slow down his swing. Second strikeout in the game for Parker Edwards. It'll bring up Heath King. And why not, King? Heath, let's do it again, man. He has been absolutely lights out at the plate, 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a triple with 2 runs batted in. And he swings through on the first pitch. Oh, 0-1 delivery from Edwards. King pops that one left side. That could be trouble if it stays fair. That just foul. Long run in left field for Quincy Peterson. Just foul. It falls innocently for strike 2. It'll be an 0-2 count for King. (0-2) count. King gets around on another one. With just one out, he's looking to launch something into the outfield, allow his runner at third to tag and score. (0-2) count with one away. Heath King at the plate looking to make contact here against Parker Edwards. Defense is pulled in. That ball, wasn't fouled off. It was swing and a miss. And King thrown out at first. Quick throw there by Cooper Coleman behind the plate. I thought he had gotten a piece of that one to foul it off, but instead it's strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Edwards, and he's 1 out away from sending this game into extra innings. We are tied at 6, and it is Brooks Avery. This would be a prime time to get his first hit of the game. He stands in. He's walked twice. First pitch from Edwards, breaking ball outside. Brooks, the most tenured senior on the team. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball elevated. Good discipline there. That looked like just kind of one of those pitches that just hangs there. Looks like it's just begging you to smack it, and Brooks lets it go by. 2-0 delivery with 2 down, and the game-winning run at third. A strike called on the outside corner. Two down, a 2-1 pitch coming up. Brooks swings after a breaking ball, cannot find it. Credit Parker Edwards, this inning has not gone well to start, but back-to-back strikeouts has given him a chance to get out of it and force extras. He needs one more strike. The 2-2 pitch is high, and it goes full. Only runner on base right now is Brayton Loomis at third. 3-2 pitch. Brooks Avery will step out as on the mound Edwards dries off the baseball in his palms. The 3-2 delivery to try and send it to extras. That ball fouled away. We'll do it again. Roseburg trying to walk off with a win in game 1 of this doubleheader, starting off senior day. Trying to do it on the right foot. Once again, a 3-2 pitch for Brooks Avery. Pops that one up right side. Going to be playable in right field, and the catch is made by Hartley, and we go to extras. Some free baseball coming up for you here. Game 1 of a doubleheader. 1 run comes in for Roseburg on 1 hit. A double to lead off the frame by Keegan Carpenter. There was the 1 error for Sheldon, and 1 man left on base for Roseburg. The Indians get what they need. Not exactly all of what they wanted, but we do go to extras. 6-6. Top of the 8th coming up on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, we go to extra innings, game 1 of a doubleheader. We knew we'd be here for a while, so why don't we just go ahead and make it a little bit more? Going to extra innings, and Roseburg is going to make a pitching change, and they will bring in a new arm for Camden Hartzell as we get ready to start the 8th inning. Taking over for the Tribe. I believe that's Riley Cheney, but I'm just double checking here. Yeah, that is Riley Cheney who will pitch. And let me double check one thing here. Riley Cheney. This will be his first action as a pitcher at the varsity level. I did see him pitch in the JV game when they played a doubleheader here at Champion Car Wash Field. JV played first, then Roseburg played after against South Medford last Tuesday. So I have seen him pitch for JV, but first time pitching for Roseburg varsity. First pitch is off the handle, flared towards short, and that's Brooks Avery there for the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out as Jake Jorgensen will fly out. He is now 0 for 4 on the day. 1 away. It'll be Quincy Peterson to bat. Top of the order here has been tough for this Sheldon lineup. They have been very good hitters at the top. First pitch, breaking ball carries a little too far inside against Quincy Peterson. 1-0 delivery for Peterson. Cheney's breaking ball is low. 1 away, nobody on. Roseburg trying to keep it a tie ball game, see if they can win it in the bottom of the 8th. The 2-0, fouled back. Well, our live video stream of Roseburg High Sports here on The Score is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll be back on the video stream for Game 2 coming up today, and we've got a game tomorrow as well as they pitch in the dirt from Cheney. It'll be a 3-1 count. Tomorrow, Roseburg will be on the road to Willamette. Let's hope that the weather has kind of passed through the region by then and we are good to go. I think that's the expectation. 3-1. Strike call. Peterson falling away from the plate, lifting up the elbows, but gets a strike call on the inside corner against him. He's got a 3-2 pitch coming up here from Cheney. And he fires low for ball 4. A 1-out walk as Peterson battles his way through. And Peterson will be on base for a 4th time. 2 doubles, a single, and now a walk. He is 4 for 5. Sorry, make that 3 for 4 on the day. 1 on, 1 out. Chase Hartley will bat. 0 for 3 for him with a walk in there. Shows the bunt, and that one, not fouled off. It was a strike, apparently, but it wasn't a foul ball. Okay. So up to second base goes Peterson on a pass ball for Roseburg. 0-1 for Cheney. Squaring to bunt. That ball in front of home. Throw to first by Burke is on target. Sack bunt moves Peterson to third. 2 down. And it'll be up to Nolan Miller, who is very capable of coming through. He's got to do so with 2 outs here. Miller 1 for 3 on the day, a walk and a single, 2 runs scored. Lefty versus righty matchup. The right-hander Riley Cheney on the mound, kicks and fires. Breaking ball ends up low for ball 1. So Camden Hartzell came in and pitched just 1 inning in relief for Roseburg. The 1-0. That ball hit high in the air out towards center. Not very deep, though. Coming in. Here comes King racing to get there. Is there in time for the catch. Nolan Miller lofts one to center. Initially off the bat looked like it was hit pretty hard, but Heath King makes the adjustment, comes in to make the catch. No runs, no runs, no hits. There were no Roseburg errors, and 1 man left on base. Tied at 6. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Roseburg looking to try and win it, and a walk-off in extras on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Number 15, Paxton Burke.
Well, we'll see if Roseburg can do it this time around. Had the game-winning run at third in the bottom of the 7th, couldn't bring him in to score. They will try to start things here with the top of their order. Paxton Burke, he hits in the 2 spot in the lineup, will lead things off against Parker Edwards. A 1-0 pitch. Missing outside, a couple of breaking balls, just can't find their mark. Edwards gave up a leadoff double in the 7th to Keegan Carpenter, who came around to score to tie the game. But then Brayton Loomis got on an error, ended up all the way at third with nobody out. And Edwards settled in, got back-to-back strikeouts and then a fly ball out to right field. And he was able to keep that game tied. But he'll issue a 4-pitch walk here. Paxton Burke draws his second walk against Parker Edwards.
Batter number 17.
In fact, Burke walked against Edwards his first batter faced when he came in back in the 6th inning. So the game-winning run is on at first. Roseburg gets the game winner on base once again. Tied 6-6 here in the 8th. Squaring to bunt is Jake Johnson. He takes a strike. Well, kind of figure that Oregon State Beavers game might have wrapped up by now. The 0-1 pitch to Jake Johnson here. Showing a bunt again. He'll push it first base side. Picked up by Edwards. Throw to first. We'll get it there in time. Burke up to second. Roseburg trying to play the small ball. One down, and that is a second consecutive at-bat for Jake Johnson, where he's been asked to lay down a sac bunt, and he's come through. Brevin Harrison will bat. He is 2 for 4 on the day with a couple of singles. Had an RBI back in the first. Whew. Geez, last I saw it was 9-4 between Oregon State and Gonzaga, and that game exploded. Things escalated quickly there. First pitch to Harrison, a breaking ball outside. Final score, Oregon State beats Gonzaga 20-13. A game that we originally were going to carry for you here on the score, but the rain out for Roseburg baseball, we bumped the Beavers here on this Monday. The 1-0 pitch outside gets away from Coleman behind the plate, and up to third will go Burke. Back behind the dish, Coleman did everything he could to try and keep that ball in front of him, but a lot of spin on that breaking ball, buried in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher. Up the third easily went Paxton Burke. A 2-0 count for Brevin Harrison at the plate. And with one out, all they're looking for Harrison to do is try to put something in the outfield. They play for nothing in front of them out in the outfield. They're playing in. If it's over their heads, it probably was going to be a winner anyways. It's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the 2-0 count. So they play in case, that way make sure nothing lands in front of them and they can hold the runner at third out in the outfield grass. One away. A 2-1 pitch for Harrison. Swings after another breaking ball, goes chasing, and he slams down the bat, frustrated that he got fooled into chasing that breaking ball pitch. And just like that, Parker Edwards has clutched up once again like he did in the 7th. He's got it at a 2-2 count, but still needs some more here. The 2-2 pitch to Harrison. Fights it off. Brevin Harrison, a senior for this Roseburg team. Seniors have been coming through here on Senior Day pretty nicely. Keegan Carpenter, Brevin's had a good moment here. Heath King's had a big day. Brayton Loomis. 2-2 pitch, that ball in the air to left field, not deep. It's left. Caught made. They're going to try to make the throw to the plate, and offline, and Roseburg will win. Coming in to score, Paxton Burke. Brevin Harrison with the sac fly to win it in the 8th. Final score 7-6. I didn't think it was going to be deep enough, but Roseburg challenges the arm of Quincy Peterson, and the throw was offline from left field. Easily scoring without a play at the plate was Paxton Burke. Roseburg wins this one 7-6. It's final, game 1 in the books. We still got a whole nother game to go. We'll come back and wrap this one up for you when we come back. We'll get you all the numbers, and then we'll take a break and get you ready for game 2 of our doubleheader coming up. I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks so much for sticking with us throughout this one. A long 8-inning ball game for the opener. We've got a second game coming up for you. Roseburg wins over Sheldon 7-6. The rubber match in the series will be coming up in about 20 minutes from now. We take a 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Game one of our twin bill in the books. Roseburg a winner on top of Sheldon, and that is a big win there for the Indians. Much needed in their bid to try and, well, either their outside chance of maybe trying to catch up to Grants Pass and Willamette at the top of the standings, but more importantly, just trying to improve on their power ranking and clinch their spot in the postseason. A big win for Roseburg there, and Sheldon, they might be taking a hit on their postseason chances. Final numbers here for Sheldon: 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and 9 men left on base. For Roseburg, 7 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, and 10 men left on. Riley Cheney will pick up his first win in his first appearance at the varsity level. He pitches 1 inning, did not give up a run, no hits. He walked 1 and did not have a strikeout, but he came through, getting Roseburg a scoreless inning and allowing the Indians a chance to try and win it in a walk-off in the bottom of the 8th. Roseburg would do so as they hand Parker Edwards the loss. It was a leadoff walk to Paxton Burke that got the game-winning runner on base. Jake Johnson laid down a sac bunt to put Burke into scoring position. A wild pitch moved Burke all the way to third, and then a sac fly to shallow left field by Brevin Harrison, and Burke takes off from third. That ball in left field, not very deep, but Quincy Peterson's throw was offline, and easily sliding in without a tag was Paxton Burke to win this one for Roseburg. Roseburg took a 1-0 lead in the first inning. Sheldon took the lead with 2 runs in the top of the 4th. Roseburg tied it up at 2-2 in the bottom of the 4th, but Sheldon would regain the lead in the top of the 5th with 3 runs. Roseburg would respond with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, and then it was a run for both teams in the 7th inning, and then in the bottom of the 8th, that's when Roseburg comes through. Extra inning walk-off victory for the Tribe. They win it 7-6. Roseburg will go to 15-6 on the season. They're now 9-5 in Southwest Conference play. And for Sheldon, they'll go to 8-15 on the year. They're now 4-11. Roseburg has won 2 straight. Sheldon will lose its second in a row as they drop this first game of today's doubleheader. Roseburg will have a chance to try and get a win and take the series against Sheldon if they can win game 2 of this one. That snaps a 4-game losing streak against the Irish for Roseburg. Roseburg has now won 3 of the last 8 games against the Irish, and they'll look to try and win their 4th in 9 games against Sheldon. Game 2 coming up here in just a little bit. Take a look at some offensive numbers in this. Well, let's take a look real quick here. Starting pitchers, Jake Johnson and Nolan Miller, a couple of aces out there battling against each other. Neither factors into the decision. Jake Johnson had a bit of a tough out after a strong start. Things kind of unraveled a little bit for him. He ends up giving up 5 runs on 8 hits over 6 innings. I mean, it's not a bad outing for him. It just wasn't his best outing of the season. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Camden Hartzell came in and pitched 1 inning of relief. He threw the 7th inning, gave up 1 run on 1 hit and 1 strikeout, but it was a run that probably should never have even scored if they get the out at first base like they thought they had. But Hartzell came in, threw 1 inning of relief, doesn't factor into the decision. On the other side, Nolan Miller, He had pitched 21 innings against Roseburg, had 3 wins previously, but he only tacks on 4 more innings here today. He gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So Nolan Miller starts the game, makes it through 4 innings. In those 4 innings, 9 Ks. Boy, was he on fire. Tyler Wright took over, but he gives up 3 runs on 2 hits in his 1 inning of work. 1 walk, 1 hit batter. Parker Edwards came in, looked as if he might quickly give up the game, but he settled back in, got 3 straight outs after giving up the game-tying run in the 7th. But in the 8th inning, a leadoff walk proves costly. He goes 2 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned on 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He takes the loss for the Irish. For Sheldon, 9 hits in the ball game. Quincy Peterson had 3, 2 doubles and a single. Nolan Miller had 1. He was 1 for 4 in the game, scored twice. Ty Burnham was 2 for 4 with a pair of singles, 2 runs scored. Let's see here. Evan Culling was 2 for 3 with a sac fly for an RBI and a couple of singles. Cam Thomas had 2 RBI. He was 1 for 4 on the day. And that is most of the offense there for the Irish. On the other side for Roseburg, a couple of walks for Brooks Avery, got him on base but did not have a hit. Paxton Burke got on base 4 times in this one, didn't have a hit, but he walked twice. A couple of fielder's choices. He does score 2 runs, including the game winner. First and last run scored in the game, Paxton Burke. Jake Johnson was 1 for 2 in this game, a single in his first at-bat. Then he was hit by pitch, a sac bunt, and a sac bunt in his last 3 at-bats. Brevin Harrison goes 2 for 4 in this one with a pair of singles and 2 RBI, including 1 on the game-winning sac fly. Camden Hartzell got on and scored a run. Cash Richardson drew 2 walks. Keegan Carpenter in his only at-bat of the game, a leadoff double down the left field line, and he would come around to score the game-tying run in the 7th. That was a huge hit. Brayton Loomis laid down a sac bunt, got on with an error. That was big. Almost was the game-winning run, but he got left stranded at third. Caden Austin was 1 for 3 in the game with a single. Did drive in a run on a sac fly. And Heath King, the big 9 hitter. He's not big in stature, but he came through big with the bat in his hands. The senior had 3 hits, goes 3 for 4 with 2 RBI, including a RBI triple in his second at-bat of the day. Roseburg will look to try and keep the momentum going. Game 2 of our doubleheader going to be coming up here in maybe about 20 minutes from now as we get ready for it. We'll go ahead and take a break. For those that are watching online at 541radio.com, you can just close out, exit the full screen, whatever it may be. You'll find our second broadcast there embedded on the same page. For those that might be watching on our YouTube channel, just go back to our main channel page. You'll find the broadcast for Game 2 there. We'll get that started for you here in just a couple of moments. And we'll get you ready for Game 2. That'll be coming up here in just a few. All right, that is going to do it for Game 1. This video stream has been brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship of Roseburg High Sports and our video stream online. We'll have the Game 2 starting momentarily, so stay with us. More Roseburg baseball coming up for you on this Monday afternoon against the Sheldon Irish here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.